Last time on Boss's What If, Deku decided to try something new. Something he reserves only for the stronger of stronger people. And he deemed this individual to be said stronger. So he powered up to Ultra Deku, which really in retrospect I just will call Super Deku, reminiscing something similar to Super Vegeta. And Marius is like, okay, you got hair like me now. And then the fight begins, but it's so much more different. In like flashes, they're moving around dummy fast. Man, he's like, whoa, now. Goes in, hits, doom combo. Deku's blocking at incredible speeds. Go for a kick. Boom. Marius dodges it, barely facing through back down to the ground, but before he can, Deku tries to grab him, but it's too late. Mears flies around. Not really flying around, but dude's swimming around him. Deku's like, I've had enough. And then, like, blitzes the whole area with a quick explosion. Meanwhile, dude was still able to get away after catching his breath and breathing for a second. And then Deku was like, all right, let me try something. And he like gets his hand up in the air and just starts shooting out mass. He first freezes the whole area, right? And like he makes like a structure for dude, buddy boy, before he can, phase through. And he's like, even though he can still phase through it, it's just like he stops for a brief moment. And Deku snaps and gives him, some clothes, his hero outfit. And he's like, thank you. You might regret it. Kind of like attitude. And then Deku's like, and so like sparks start to fly up or whatever. And he's like, all right, Deku, super wave, and it's Deku's special variation. It's almost like a Cell type thing, right? Where he eventually steals so many different stuff from different people that eventually just becomes his own, his own like little thing. So he charges up a flame ice Kamehameha. But it's not really a Kamehameha. It's the same motions, but anyways, so he's like, and Miriam, I don't know what his name is. Dude phases through and he's like, oh, I gotta get out of the way. But before he could, Deku transport, and he's immediately behind him. He's like, nowhere to go now. And then he stops time while he's still solidified. But he only could stop time for a brief moment. He kick, flip, and then unfreezes, and dude falls. And that's how we're gonna end that. Which Deku technically becomes part of the Big Four. Let's see here. Now we're gonna go a little bit further because I'm gonna probably cap this off at this part right here. Like this is probably gonna be the last part, and then I'm gonna make the separate videos. Then after seeing how well those videos do, I'll make the movie where I put them all together. Let's see here. We got all of this happens. All of this happened. All right. Okay. So, well, first of all, we don't really have the overall situation. I'm gonna say doesn't even happen. And I know we get to this arc and people are like, I want to see what he's gonna do, but this is just what I think would happen given the way this whole thing's played out. And I'm gonna say Deku has a premonition quirk, which I could do it without this, but basically, if Deku folds mans, he would go to his hero agency, you know, to do for the thing they have to do anyways. They would see Aries and Deku would just be like, my gut feeling's telling me this dude's evil. Plus, he'll probably see the dude's aura, okay? And that would be right there. But I'm gonna do it in another way, which I feel is more elegant and cooler. Deku has a premonition quirk, realizing he sees a little girl in his hand. And similar to me, he's like, I don't know why there's a Lola in my hand, but I'm listening. And so big body Brody bro come through and he's like, all right, whatever. Sometime later, when they originally would have met up with Aries and all that good stuff, he see homegirl and he realized something. Because he touches her and like when he's holding her, he like gets some of her memories briefly. He's like, oh, I see. And so when he tries to do the threat before Aries kills, he knocks her out. The you've never seen Deku mad, bro. And so he immediately goes to Super Deku. And then he goes to he steps it up a level where his hair starts to stand up and it starts to spike and just electricity's going out all violent and all wild. And he's like, cuts this dude in the chest. Smacks this dude back to the ground. And before he could even hit the ground, the dude would be like right here in the air, like falling. Like his body would be like right where my hand's at, and his face would be right here, and his rest of his body would be down there somewhere. And Deku would just goodbye. And then eventually he grabs the little girl, teleports her to the nurse, grabs Brody bro, teleports him to the main base of operation. Just yeah, this Deku is multiversal, so get ready. He's no. Starts ping ponging. Then you hear Kyle Ken. You're like, how many powers does the kid have? He's gone. He and starts Millie rocking all the people. And then rips off some of his body like it's Majin Buu flow. Not like Majin Buu, but like Majin Buu. And gets all the people knocked out, all the people. And then he sees, the leader and all, and he's like, wakes homie up. And he's like, he kept, some of the people. Like, there's a balance that has to be kept. He's not stupid. He just took out the worst of the worst that was really following homeboy. So that happens. Now let's get to... Most of that arc got literally summed up within seconds. There's no dramatic climactic fight. Nobody has to win the kids' hearts over because they don't have to do that stuff like Todoroki and them and all of them. They don't have to do none of that. Him and Aries, instead of the sports festival being the way it was originally, they don't really have to do too much with Aries because Deku just takes Aries practically and just mentally, telepathically talks to her and heals her wounds, heals her soul, and just kind of help her out, Then Majestic's hero, Deku just kind of flicks the dude away. And he felt 50-50. He's like, I could help her, but I'll help her. Flicks her, but just knocks her out. Sends her to a reform school to get some help where it's basically the no-names. He's like, all right, y'all got another one. Y'all better fix this society on the other end. Well, I'll be the pretty shiny average face of the society or something like that. Meanwhile, you see Stain, you see Dobby, you see a girl with the blood. She's like, Deku, let me get some of your blood. He's like, but he doesn't kick her. She's pretty nice with the movement, so she weave and skirt gets a little bit. And then so you see them, and then you got another one. So he looks at Sting. You're gonna have to train this one up. She doesn't actually have a quirk that's useful. Besides, I love quirk and What? Y'all confused? What is Stain, Dobby, and all these people doing here? Shouldn't they be with what's his face? No, 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 no. Because originally they were there for Stain, and I had to double check to make sure I wasn't messed up. But if I did, I'm retconning it now if I did mess up, but I don't think I did. But so Deku didn't really fold dude or kill him or anything like that. He realized this dude's got a nice hero philosophy, so he kidnapped him. And he eventually sought out all the, followers. He, was able to, figure out who was really who and who wasn't. Long story short, he was able to get a couple of people together. He's got a little bit of a following. And these are for the outcasts. People that have bad quirks, but not really bad quirks. Like a blood quirk. Just because you got a blood quirk doesn't mean you're a villain. Or dude has a quirk that makes shadows, animize or, walking stuff. People automatically see that and be like, oh, you're a villain. It's like quirkness, where it's like racism, but without, but with quirks. Or if you got a quirk that makes you look evil. Ugh. And so he does that or whatever. So he has like that people's, and he just dropped the girl off and like, yeah, deal with this thing. Oh yeah. And Stain was like, all right. He's like, hey, can we? He's like, yeah, come on, show me what you're working with. And Stain, goes, try to hit him with a couple combos, and Deku's just flicking him away. Weave. Deku towers over him with his eyes glowing red. Just, and then also, while he's on the ground, just. So it'd be a dramatic too. It'd be, if I ever get good with like the editing, bro, I'm gonna do it where videos like that where I'm just folding them. That'd be like right here. That's all you got? And I thought you were stronger than that. I had the video stop right when I do the kick and then mess with the shutters and something. I don't know, it'd be so dope. But enough with that. They talk, that happens. Now, we would pretty much, in retrospect, be ending it because that's pretty much where we would conclude. Everyone still does everything they need to do in canon. But nothing special would happen just yet. And we also got to take into account All Might is still alive and Shigaraki is still breathing.